Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Raft Survival. Million divine choice at the beginning. 1. A beautiful woman with a sense of surname. 2. A perfect hook. 1. 100 tons of gold. 2. An accelerated water purifier. 1. A romantic card. 2. An upgrade card. 1. A versatile mermaid. 2. A resource-rich island. Global humanity, crossing into a world of survival on rafts. 1 person, 1 wood chopping, 1 white shark. No food, no water. There is only 1 hook. Everyone is struggling to survive, and Chu Feng received a million divine choices at the beginning. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Raft Survival, start with a million divine choice. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the boundless sea. Chu Feng looked at the raft under his feet and then at the white shark in the distance. In just 5 minutes, he has confirmed. As soon as I woke up, I came to the world of survival on a raft. Is it because I stayed up late last night playing the game of survival on a raft? Ma Dan, if I had known earlier, I would have played the game. Time stopped. Chu Feng knew that now was not the time to lament. Once you come, be content with it. Coming into this unique world, the first thing is to find a way to survive. On the raft, there is a grappling hook, which is currently Chu Feng's only tool. In addition, there is also a survival manual for rafts. As in the game, Chu Feng needs to use the hook in his hand. Hook up various supplies drifting near the raft. The rope of the hook is about 10 meters. That is to say, Chu Feng can use it to hook things within a 10-meter range around the raft to his side. In the game, Chu Feng is quite proficient in using it. Just now Chu Feng is not easy to use. Fortunately, the recent supplies include a few pieces of wood, palm leaves, and barrels. There are still over 100 meters away from Chu Feng now. We need to hurry up. The survival manual states. If you want to continue living, please make an effort to use the hook and collect various resources. Also, please be careful of sharks and sea monsters in the water. Apart from some explanations, Chu Feng flipped through a new page and discovered a manufacturing column, construction hammer. Wood 0 to 1. Rope. Palm leaves 0/3. Ordinary hook. Wood 0 to 1, rope 0/1, plastic 0/1, ordinary fishing rod. 0 to 1 wood, 0 to 1 rope, 0 to 1 metal plate. There are many things that can be crafted. But there are still some questions in the required material list. Similar to in the game. In this survival world of rafts, almost anything can be crafted. It cannot be made because there are no drawings. After checking the manufacturing column for a while, Chu Feng opened a new page in his survival manual. This page is a chat channel. Where is this? How did I get on a raft? Can anyone save me? I want to go home. Woo-woo, I saw a great white shark right next to my raft. Which of you has something to eat? I'm so hungry. Chu Feng looked at the information on the chat channel and understood that it was not just him who traveled to this raft survival world. Some people with strong acceptance ability remind in chat groups. Hurry up, use that swing hook to pick up various supplies. How does this thing work? It's not very useful. I miss my mom. I'm so thirsty, damn it. I just bought a sports car and didn't have time to take my sister for a ride. Why did I come here? Chu Feng noticed that everything was said in the chat group. He's not inside, wasting time. Chu Feng gradually became proficient in using the swing hook one after another. Watching a piece of wood drift past the raft. Chu Feng held the end of the rope on the hook in his left hand and grabbed the rope about half a meter away from the hook in his right hand. Shake it clockwise. With a swipe, the hook flew out of hand. Missed the target. 3 times in a row. The 4th time. Finally accurately hooked the wood. Chu Feng used his hands to retrieve the rope, and soon the wood was in Chu Feng's hands. Ding, you have obtained a piece of wood and activated the divine level selection system. Chu Feng heard a pleasant sound in his mind and was pleasantly surprised. Host, divine level selection system, activated successfully. Congratulations on obtaining 1 million divine level selections. 1. A beautiful woman with a sense of surname. 2. A perfect hook. 1. 100 tons of gold. 2. An accelerated water purifier. 1. A romantic card. 2. An upgrade card. 1. A versatile mermaid. 2. A resource-rich island. Is there a million divine choices at the beginning? And if you choose, just give it to me directly. This system is amazing. Chu Feng quickly glanced at the chat channel. He found that other survivors were still struggling to practice throwing hooks. Many people are still seeking help, seeking food and water. It seems that I am the only one who has access to the system. Seemingly aware of Chu Feng's thoughts, the pleasant sound of the system echoed in Chu Feng's mind. Host, be more confident and remove the seeming. In this Raft Survival world, only you have a system. Upon hearing this news, Chu Feng was once again pleasantly surprised. If that's the case, then my Raft Survival will become even more exciting than others. Let's start choosing now. Chapter 2. Surname Sensation Beauty in Perfect Swinging Hook, please choose. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. 1. A beautiful woman with a sense of surname. 2. A perfect hook. 1. 100 tons of gold. 2. An accelerated water purifier. 1. A romantic card. 2. An upgrade card. 1. A versatile mermaid. 2. A resource-rich island. Chu Feng glanced at the numerous options listed by the system. I just realized that there is a note at the bottom. There are a total of millions of divine level choices, refreshing once a day. After each selection, you will immediately receive the selected reward once a day, 1,000,000 times. TSK, that means it takes millions of days to choose. 365 days a year. 100 years is 36,000 days. 1,000 years is 365,000 days. By calculation, it will take about 3,000 years to make a complete choice. The average person's lifespan is only 70.80 years. Chu Feng, who is only 20 years old, feels like he can't choose for several lifetimes. Chu Feng has also read some novels and knows that the system is meant to assist the host in reaching the pinnacle of life. Perhaps in the future, my divine level choices will not only come once a day. Alternatively, one's lifespan is not limited to just 70 or 80 years old. Beyond the age of over 3,000, it is also very likely. We will discuss future matters later. Host, may I start today's divine level selection now? Let's get started. Good host, today's divine level selection is as follows. 1. A beautiful woman with a sense of surname. 2. A perfect hook. Please ask the host to make a choice, and after making the choice, they will receive the selected reward. The system tells Chu Feng to choose a beautiful woman with a sense of surname. So in the next moment, a charming beauty with a charming surname appeared in front of Chu Feng. If he chooses a perfect level hook, then he can obtain a perfect level hook. The 10-meter swing hook in Chu Feng's hand belongs to the ordinary swing hook. Perfect hook swing, longer rope for better use. And it comes with a correction effect, which can hook targets within a range of 3 meters. Chu Feng glanced at the boundless sea. It's boring to drift alone on this big sea. If there's a beautiful woman with a sense of surname, accompany yourself to relieve stress or something. That must feel very good. Thinking of this, Chu Feng immediately had a choice. System, I choose a perfect level hook. In this world where rafts survive, there is almost no land. Food and water are extremely scarce. Living is now a problem. Where will there be someone else to share food with? Anyway, with the divine level selection system, one can definitely live comfortably in the future. When the time comes, it's not too late to choose a beautiful woman with a sense of surname. Now, it's definitely more attractive to have a perfect hook. Chu Feng made a choice and immediately received a reward. A perfect hook, emitting a purple glow. There are levels of items. They are ordinary, good, excellent, outstanding, perfect, epic, legendary, divine. Coincidentally corresponding. White, green, yellow, blue, purple, orange, gold, colorful. Chu Feng glanced at the purple perfect level swing hook he had just obtained. Perfect level swing hook. Level. Perfect. Details. Lightweight and easy to use, up to 50 meters long, with a special effect for correcting a 3-meter range. The choice just now actually only took a very little time. Now, Chu Feng saw several supplies within a 50-meter radius nearby. When the perfect level hook in hand is about to be swung out, Chu Feng is interested in a wooden barrel. If you guessed correctly, there will be relatively abundant supplies in the barrel. The perfect hook is longer than a regular hook, but more lightweight and user-friendly. Chu Feng threw it more than 30 meters away directly. It seems to have deviated a bit. Chu Feng thought he had failed. He is preparing to retrieve it and throw out the hook again. But to my surprise, I found that the perfect level hook automatically corrected. Hitting and hooking a target within a range of 3 meters. Chu Feng was very satisfied with his first use of the perfect level swing hook. About 10 seconds later, Chu Feng will retract the hook. Pull the wooden bucket onto the raft. Opening a wooden barrel for the first time in reality, I don't know what's inside. Chu Feng, with excitement and unease, opened the lid of the wooden bucket. Obtain wood *2. Obtain plastic *2. Obtain glass *4. Get the perfect fishing rod blueprint. Chapter 3 Perfect fishing rod, he unexpectedly saw. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Blueprint. Chu Feng opened his survival manual and found that he had one more thing he could manufacture. Perfect fishing rod. Wood 0/5, rope 0/5, metal sheet 0/2, plastic 0/2. Details. It is rumored that a divine man named Jiang Taigong once used a fishing rod, which was a straight hook fishing rod. Jiang Gong was fishing, and those who wished to catch it were hooked. Note. Although it will be a straight hook fishing rod, don't worry about not catching fish, and there may be other surprises besides fish. Chu Feng already has a perfect level swing hook, although it has only been used once. Chu Feng is very satisfied with it. The length is 5 times that of a regular hook, and it also comes with a correction effect. The hit rate is skyrocketing. Having learned from the experience of a perfect fishing rod, Chu Feng believes that even a perfect fishing rod will not disappoint him. However, this requires a lot of resources. Chu Feng glanced at the chat page. This hook is also too difficult to use. Have you hooked anything? It's too difficult, it's really too difficult. I'm lucky. A piece of wood just floated by my raft and I hooked it. I caught a palm leaf, but unfortunately I can't eat it either. I stayed up late last night to cultivate immortality, and now I'm so hungry. I have checked dozens of times but haven't checked anything. What should I do? Chu Feng noticed that the vast majority of people do not know how to use a hook. Even though practice makes perfect, the hit rate is still very low. Now that Chu Feng has a perfect level hook with its own correction ability, it's a bit difficult to miss. Chu Feng saw information constantly scrolling in the chat group. Obviously, many people participated in the chat. However, from beginning to end, Chu Feng did not say anything inside. There's no need for that, anyway, saying anything is a waste of time. With that time, it's better to continue picking up other supplies. He had already discovered that the most talked about thing by everyone. That's thirst, hunger, and the hook is not easy to use. Chu Feng has not yet felt hungry or thirsty. However, people are iron rice and steel, and they get hungry without eating a meal. He estimated that in 3 to 5 hours, he would feel thirsty and hungry. Before that, we must hurry up and get food and water. Chu Feng put away his survival manual and glanced at the nearby drifting objects. Wood, palm leaves, plastic, wooden barrels, and various types of garbage. Among these, the most common is all kinds of garbage. Then, there are wood and palm leaves. As for plastic and wooden barrels, they are very rare. And Chu Feng's primary goal is the wooden barrel. It's you. Chu Feng saw a wooden barrel over 40 meters away. If it were a regular hook, it would only be watching the barrel drift away from afar. But with the perfect hook, Chu Feng first hooked the farthest target. Close resources can wait for a while, there's still time. This wooden barrel, which is over 40 meters away, will float 50 meters away in a few seconds. At that time, Chu Feng couldn't even catch it if he wanted to. Take a deep breath. Throw out the hook with force. Chu Feng threw a full 50 meters this time. The farther away, the more difficult it is to hit. Fortunately, the hook thrown by Chu Feng landed in front of the wooden barrel. After waiting for 3 seconds, the barrel entered the 3-meter range of the hook. Automatic correction. Chu Feng began to retract his hook. About 10 seconds later, the second barrel was pulled to its feet by Chu Feng. Others' dozens of attempts did not catch anything. I've hit 100 shots now. And while others have a range of 10 meters, mine has a range of 50 meters. As the saying goes, one step ahead, one step ahead. Chu Feng felt a sense of superiority in his heart. He opened the lid of the barrel. In the next moment, he couldn't help but brighten his eyes. Chu Feng actually saw P.S. a farming article for survival on rafts, seeking support from flower evaluations. As long as there is support, the author will explode. Raft Survival, new book kneeling for support. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. Follow the flow of kindness and write a home and plan. 2,000 flowers plus 1 chapter. 1,000 rewards plus 1 chapter. 3 people give a reward and add 1 chapter. 30 book reviews with 1 more chapter. Add 1 chapter to the 30-month pass. 300 reviews plus 1 chapter. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. Follow the flow of kindness and write a home and plan. 2,000 flowers plus 1 chapter. 1,000 rewards plus 1 chapter. 3 people give a reward and add 1 chapter. 30 book reviews with 1 more chapter. 30-month pass with 1 more chapter. 300 reviews plus 1 chapter. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. Follow the flow of kindness and write a home and plan. 2,000 flowers plus 1 chapter. 1,000 rewards plus 1 chapter. 3 people give a reward and add 1 chapter. 30 book reviews with 1 more chapter. Add 1 chapter to the 30-month pass. 300 reviews plus 1 chapter. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. Follow the flow of kindness and write a home and plan. 2,000 flowers plus 1 chapter. 1,000 rewards plus 1 chapter. 3 people give a reward and add 1 chapter. 30 book reviews with 1 more chapter. 30-month pass with 1 more chapter. 300 reviews plus 1 chapter. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. Follow the flow of kindness and write a home and plan. 2,000 flowers plus 1 chapter. 1,000 rewards plus 1 chapter. 3 people give a reward and add 1 chapter. 30 book reviews with 1 more chapter. Add 1 chapter to the 30-month pass. 300 reviews plus 1 chapter. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. Follow the flow of kindness and write a home and plan. 2,000 flowers plus 1 chapter. 1,000 rewards plus 1 chapter. 3 people give a reward and add 1 chapter. 30 book reviews with 1 more chapter. 30-month pass with 1 more chapter. 300 reviews plus 1 chapter. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. Follow the flow of kindness and write a home and plan. 2,000 flowers plus 1 chapter. 1,000 rewards plus 1 chapter. 3 people give a reward and add 1 chapter. 30 book reviews with 1 more chapter. Add 1 chapter to the 30-month pass. 300 reviews plus 1 chapter. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. Follow the flow of kindness and write a home and plan. 2,000 flowers plus 1 chapter. 1,000 rewards plus 1 chapter. 3 people give a reward and add 1 chapter. 30 book reviews with 1 more chapter. 30-month pass with 1 more chapter. 300 reviews plus 1 chapter. The data from the beginning of the new book is very important. Whether it can be written down depends on the data from the first day. Chapter 4. Harvest Full, Incredible Information. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chu Feng unexpectedly saw an orange light. That's the color that only epic level items have. That is to say, Chu Feng is in the second barrel. Unexpectedly, I was unlucky enough to obtain an epic level item. This probability is even more difficult than buying 5 million yuan in the lottery. Obtain wood *3. Obtain 2 metal pieces. Obtain palm leaves *2. Obtain an epic level life buoy. The resources in the barrel are indeed abundant. Moreover, the richness surprised Chu Feng uncontrollably. Of course, materials such as wood, metal sheets, and palm leaves. It was within Chu Feng's expectations. But obtaining an epic level item was definitely beyond Chu Feng's expectations. Perhaps I am the man favored by the goddess of luck. Chu Feng smiled and checked the harvest. Now, his supplies include: obtain wood *5. Obtain plastic *2. Obtain glass *4. Get the perfect fishing rod blueprint, obtain 2 metal pieces. Obtain palm leaves *2. Obtain an epic level life buoy. Epic level life buoy. Able to save lives in critical moments, allowing targets to survive in pursuit by sharks or sea monsters, or falling into the sea. Note: although it may seem small, it can really save lives. An epic life buoy, not just a life buoy. It's equivalent to an extra life. What is most important? Of course, life is the most important thing. If there is no life, then there is nothing left. Chu Feng glanced at the chat channel. So many people, there must have been some lucky ones who hooked onto the wooden bucket. Chu Feng wants to see what others have gained. I have already hooked 3 pieces of wood, what can this thing do? Good luck, I hooked onto a wooden bucket. I now have 3 palm leaves, 4 wood, and 2 pieces of glass. My luck is also good. I have obtained an excellent swing hook blueprint. If I can create it, then I can hook up materials within a 20-meter range next to the raft. Chu Feng took a look and noticed that the others had also started collecting supplies to some extent. However, none of them gained much on their own. Not as good as what I have achieved myself. Without comparison, there is no harm. If Chu Feng tells others that he has collected more materials now, and it also has a perfect hook, a perfect fishing rod blueprint, and an epic lifebuoy, I'm afraid that the rest of the people will be shocked beyond measure and envied to the point of earth-shattering. Next, Chu Feng continued to collect supplies. With a perfect hook, Chu Feng almost hits every shot. The materials within a 50-meter range around the raft were constantly collected by Chu Feng. Obtained wood *1. Obtained plastic *1. Obtained palm leaves *1. Obtained wood *1. Obtain 1 palm leaf. In just over half an hour, Chu Feng collected almost all the materials within a 50-meter range around the raft. Chu Feng did not let go of any supplies that drifted past within a 50-meter range around the raft. Now, his supplies include: obtained wood *15. Obtained plastic *4. Obtained glass *4. Get the perfect fishing rod blueprint, obtain 4 metal pieces. Obtained palm leaves *14. Obtain an epic level lifebuoy. There are 4 pieces of wood, 3 palm leaves, and 2 wooden barrels. It's also about to drift by. In no more than 10 minutes, I can harvest another batch of abundant supplies. Chu Feng put down the hook in his hand and moved his hands. I should be able to make a perfect fishing rod now, right? Perfect fishing rod. Wood 15/5, rope 0/5, metal 4/2, plastic 4/2. Details. It is rumored that a divine man named Jiang Taigong once used a fishing rod, which was a straight hook fishing rod. Jiang Gong was fishing, and those who wished to catch it were hooked. Note: although it will be a straight hook fishing rod, don't worry about not catching fish, and there may be other surprises besides fish. The wood, metal sheets, and plastic required for a perfect fishing rod are already fully sufficient. We only need the material of the rope. And the rope needs to be made of palm leaves. Rope. Palm leaves 0/3. I have 14 palm leaves now, and I still need 1 palm leaf to make 5 ropes. In about a few minutes, there will be a palm leaf floating within 50 meters of the raft. That means I can make a perfect fishing rod right away. Chu Feng was filled with anticipation. Just then, Chu Feng noticed an incredible message. P.S. Old ties, in order to survive on the raft different from the big guy, the author June will write more stories. As for what it is, the big shots will soon know. Finally, kneel down and seek the support of flowers for evaluation. The author will activate the explosive liver mode. Chapter 5. Shark, House, Child Beauty Giant Legitimate Luo. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Shark. Shark is here. Help me, help me. Sharks are biting my raft. What should I do? What should I do? Who can come and save me? Just save me, I'll give him a house in the city. Generally, houses in urban areas are worth at least 1 million yuan. Even in big cities, a house can be worth 10 million, even tens of millions. However, in this world of survival on rafts, not to mention one house, even 100 houses have no meaning. Those who can understand this point should immediately reply in the chat channel. Do you have the current value of a glass of water in your previous apartment? It's just that we've arrived at this haunted place and we don't know if we can go back yet. I guess I can't go back, not necessarily. Perhaps this is a dream, jumping into the seawater will bring you back to the original world. Bless me, I'll try it out. Seeing this information, Chu Feng shook his head in disbelief. In the game, sharks will bite the raft and attack these human settings. In this world, surprisingly, it also exists. As for jumping into the seawater, if you die, you will return to the original world. This is impossible. At the beginning, the system informed Chu Feng. If you die here, you are truly dead. The poor person who thought this was a dream is afraid that he may have sunk to the bottom of the sea or been buried in the mouth of a shark. In the chat channel, information is constantly scrolling. Have you all hooked onto the wooden barrel? Why did I only hook onto the wood? I not only obtained wood, but also palm leaves. Hahaha, I just hooked onto a wooden bucket and got a good fishing rod. Woo woo, I also want a fishing rod. With a fishing rod, I can fish and eat. I'm so hungry. Can you stop saying, I'm hungry? I wasn't originally hungry, but you said, I'm hungry. I keep getting hungry, and I'm still very thirsty. Mom, I want to go home. Hauga, have you seen my message? I'm Xiaoya. Aren't we both at the hotel together? How did we get to this damn place? Many people have seen this information. I thought of some things for a moment. Lone man and widow, together in a hotel, sharing a room. Many people have a sense of imagery in their minds. Madun, if I had known I would have traveled to this haunted place, I would have taken our class flower to the small forest last night. If I had known that such a change would happen, I would have accepted my boyfriend's confession. It's a pity. Originally, I wanted to test him. Mainly because I was afraid of accepting his confession, he would have taken me to the hotel to open a room. If I knew I could travel, I would first throw the guy who beat me up into the cesspool and then bully his girlfriend. Many post personnel Zhuge Liang expressed his emotions and expressed his regret. Of course, Xiaoya's search for information about Hauga has also inspired many people. A considerable number of people are searching for their relatives and friends. Standing alone on a small raft, facing the threat of sharks and the dilemma of hunger and thirst. Expecting more people to have greater strength. I want to gather more people and face difficulties together. Being alone is really boring. A figure flashed through Chu Feng's mind. That is a child beauty giant legal lowly, and also the #1 school flower of Chu Feng School. She has a delicate and adorable face. She is the absolute goddess in the hearts of many teachers and students in the school. If I could encounter it, then the next sea life would definitely be very interesting. A few minutes will pass quickly. Chu Feng saw the wooden palm leaves and barrels he had seen before, which had reached a range of 50 meters near the raft. Soon, I will be able to make a perfect fishing rod. Chu Feng picked up the perfect level swing hook under his feet and walked towards the edge of the raft. P.S. Thanks to Zijian, 135*****, 3 old-timers of Mengmeng Mold for their monthly ticket support. Thank you, old ties. The author has nothing to repay, only to strive for success. Chapter 6. Creating a perfect fishing rod, something wrong. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With the experience of the first 2 times, Chu Feng has become more and more proficient in swinging the hook. Anyway, with a 3-meter range of self-correction from the east, Chu Feng doesn't need to be too precise either. As long as it's about the same, there will be gains. Just like this time. Chu Feng's original goal was a wooden barrel. The resources in the wooden barrel are relatively abundant. Chu Feng is the first priority to choose to tick it. However, the closest thing to the perfect hook is a palm leaf. So Chu Feng had a mix of yin and yang. Even the smallest mosquito is still meat. Chu Feng stood next to the raft, using both hands. Quickly, I hooked a palm leaf to my feet. Obtained palm leaves *1. Now, Chu Feng's palm leaves have reached 15 pieces. 3 palm leaves can make a rope. That is to say, Chu Feng can now make 5 ropes. All the necessary materials for creating a perfect fishing rod have been achieved. Glancing at the constantly floating supplies, Chu Feng restrained his mind and spirit. Now is not the time to make perfect fishing rods. Don't let any of these supplies slip around. Chu Feng adjusted the angle and threw out the hook. Good luck this time, impartial, hit the target. Skillfully retract the rope of the hook with both hands. 1, 2, 3 watching the barrel constantly being pulled in front of me. That feeling is really good. It's like watching this young and beautiful girl being hooked step by step into a small forest. After arriving at the small forest, the next step is very simple. Chu Feng's hand, exert force of course, now he is not tearing at the girl's dress, but lifting the lid of the barrel. Obtain wood *3. Obtain 1 metal plate. Obtain palm leaves *2. Obtain plastic *1. This time, there is no perfect blueprint in the barrel, let alone an epic lifebuoy. Chu Feng felt a little clear in his heart. The previous 2 wooden barrels obtained a perfect level blueprint and an epic level lifebuoy. It's all because of one's own luck exploding that one can obtain extremely rare good things. In general, resources in a barrel are like those in a third barrel. Even some wooden barrels contain even fewer supplies. Keep going. There is also a wooden bucket. Of course, besides the wooden barrel, there are also some other supplies. Chu Feng stood on the raft, swinging the hook in his hand. Do not let go of any supplies within a 50-meter radius around the raft. These drifting things, some are fast, some are slow. And besides supplies, there is more garbage. In addition to harvesting various supplies, Chu Feng also caught a lot of garbage. He threw away these garbage casually. Let it drift away from afar. Obtain 1 piece of wood. Obtained palm leaves *1. Obtain plastic *1. Except for the last barrel, all the other resources have been hooked onto the raft by Chu Feng. According to Chu Feng's previous judgment, that wooden barrel should have drifted over long ago. At that time, Chu Feng did not notice that the speed of this wooden barrel drifting would be so slow. Shouldn't there be any peculiar treasures in this barrel? The more Chu Feng thought about it, the more he felt the possibility. If the speed is so slow, then let me first create a perfect fishing rod. Chu Feng first made palm leaves into ropes. Consume 15 palm leaves and make 5 ropes. Next, it's an important step. Perfect fishing rod blueprint. Wood 0/5, rope 0/5, metal sheet 0/2, plastic 0/2. Details. It is rumored that a divine man named Jiang Taigong once used a fishing rod, which was a straight hook fishing rod. Jiang Gong was fishing, and those who wished to catch it were hooked. Note. Although it will be a straight hook fishing rod, don't worry about not catching fish, and there may be other surprises besides fish. To make ordinary items, just gather all the materials and you can make them. However, to produce items of ordinary or higher level, in addition to gathering the necessary materials, corresponding blueprints are also required. Without blueprints and materials, it will not be possible to produce. Now, Chu Feng wood, ropes, metal sheets, plastics, and corresponding perfect level fishing rod blueprints are all complete. Chu Feng began production. Not long after, a straight fishing rod with a shimmering purple light appeared in Chu Feng's hand. P.S. Conditional Lao Tai asks for a reward of 1 yuan to make the data in this book better. On the first day of today, 1 reward plus 1 chapter. Please don't pity the author. Chapter 7. Expanding the raft and picking up the strange bucket. You are listening at novelfull.audio. To be honest, Chu Feng likes fishing. But his skills are not good, and he basically hasn't caught any big fish. Now, Chu Feng looked at the perfect fishing rod in his hand, which shimmered with purple light. His gaze finally fixed on the hook position of the fishing rod. Is it really a straight hook? Can you really catch fish with a straight hook? Chu Feng was holding a perfect fishing rod, feeling a bit itchy. How to say that kind of mood? Just like what Chu Feng saw on the chat channel before. There is a girl who dares not agree to her boyfriend's confession. After worrying about agreeing, her boyfriend took her directly to the hotel. Last night, I wasn't ready yet, so that girl refused her boyfriend. Now crossing into this world of survival on a raft. One person, one raft, one white shark. No food, no water. I don't know how long I can still live. So Meiji regretted it. She has never experienced anything, and if she dies, she feels that there will be regrets in life. Of course, this girl's state of mind has nothing to do with Chu Feng's current state of mind. Last night, his boyfriend wanted to confess his feelings successfully and then pulled her to the hotel, which was somewhat similar to Chu Feng's mood at this moment. If you can catch fish with this straight hook fishing rod, just use it. Chu Feng glanced again at the slow wooden barrel. The speed of drifting is really slow. Chu Feng was originally expected to arrive in a few minutes. After a few minutes, there is still some distance left. It's really a strange wooden barrel. I hope to catch my hand when I float closer. At that time, I would give myself a surprise. Chu Feng glanced at the strange wooden barrel. Not far from the barrel, there is also a great white shark about 4 or 5 meters long. The great white shark, also known as the human-eating shark, scientific name. Carcharodon carcharias, is a large, fierce shark in the family Scorpaenidae in the genus Carcharias. The body is spindle-shaped and the trunk is relatively robust. The head is generally long. There are depressions above and below the tail base, the caudal stalk has lateral protrusions. The kiss is short and pointed. Eyes large, round, without a blinking membrane. This great white shark is currently swimming several tens of meters away, occasionally floating out of the sea. It could rush to the side of Chu Feng at any time. Fishing is not urgent, let's widen the raft a bit first. Chu Feng has discovered that this world is extremely similar to raft survival games. In the game, sharks will attack the raft and destroy the wooden boards on it. Of course, it only damages one wooden board at a time. The raft under Chu Feng's feet was made up of 4 wooden boards. Unless unlucky enough to stand at the edge of the raft and be attacked by a great white shark. Otherwise, even if one wooden board is damaged, one can still stand on the other 3 wooden boards. Chu Feng opened the survival manual of the raft and opened the construction fence. Construction hammer. Wood 0 to 1. Rope. Palm leaves 0/3. Ordinary hook. Wood 0 to 1, rope 0/1, plastic 0/1, ordinary fishing rod. 0 to 1 wood, 0 to 1 rope, 0 to 1 metal plate. Building wooden boards and expanding rafts require the use of construction hammers. Chu Feng directly used a piece of wood and immediately obtained a construction hammer. With the construction hammer, the next step is to build wooden boards. Wood board. Wood 0/3. Previously, it cost 15 pieces of wood to make a perfect fishing rod. In Chu Feng's hand, there are still 12 pieces of wood. He made all 12 pieces of wood into wooden boards. That is to say, Chu Feng now has 4 wooden boards in his hand. These wooden boards can be used to make tables, chairs, wooden beds, and so on. But to expand the raft, it needs to be made into a raft board. After all, being able to drift in seawater without sinking, and without causing the person standing on it or the object placed on it to overturn. The function of raft boards is greater than that of wooden boards, and they consume more wood. Raft board. Wooden board 0/3. 3 wooden boards are needed to make a raft. Chu Feng used a construction hammer and pounded it. A wooden raft has emerged. Chu Feng placed this raft board on the edge of the raft closest to the strange barrel. Soon, Chu Feng successfully expanded his raft. Although it only added a raft board to the raft. But now the area where Chu Feng can move has become much larger. Moreover, Chu Feng, who arrived at the edge of the new raft board, was already able to use a perfect 50-meter-long grappling hook to hook onto the strange wooden barrel that drifted at an extremely slow speed. Chu Feng didn't hesitate and directly threw out the perfect level hook in his hand. P.S. Thank you for the reward of, you are all naive, lonely, and, abspt, Lao Tai for their monthly ticket support. This chapter is, all of you are honest, Lao Tai Jiagang. The next chapter will add more to loneliness. Lao Tai. What can be done in chapter 8? A new blueprint. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chu Feng's perfect level swing hook landed more than 3 meters in front of the strange wooden barrel. With anticipation in his heart, he waited quietly for the strange wooden bucket to drift within 3 meters of the hook. The speed of this wooden barrel drifting is really slow. Chu Feng couldn't help but sigh again. The more Chu Feng looked forward to it, the more he felt the strange speed of the wooden barrel, like ants. Anyway, Chu Feng has already collected all the resources within a 50-meter radius. Don't worry at this time, the waiting time may miss other resources. Forget it, don't look at this barrel anymore. Look at the chat channel, what have others gained? By the way, Tong Yen Ju Legal Loli Yu Xiaoyu, have you released 10 pieces of information? Chu Feng confirmed that the wooden bucket would be hooked by his perfect level later and automatically corrected for hooking. The waiting time at this time is just enough to keep up with the latest situation. He held the rope of the hook in one hand and opened the survival manual of the raft in the other. Chat channel. Is there anything to eat? My stomach is not good, I feel uncomfortable without eating for 2 or 3 hours. It is said that a person can only live for 7 days without eating, but without drinking water, they can only live for a maximum of 3 days. Water is more important than food. Thirst is more unbearable than hunger. I don't know if seawater can be drunk. Seawater can be consumed, but it is not recommended to drink. Seawater contains a lot of impurities, and if consumed in large quantities, it is not good for the body. It is not a problem to accidentally take a sip while swimming. However, when encountering a shipwreck and drifting at sea, one cannot quench thirst by drinking seawater because the salt concentration in seawater is about 4 times that of the human body. The kidneys have limited function in excreting salt, so drinking too much seawater not only fails to replenish water, but also causes dehydration in the human body. This will make you die faster. This is the information that Chu Feng learned before. He also saw that a kind-hearted person helped popularize science. However, the person who inquired was already late. Really? I was so thirsty just now that I couldn't bear it. I was already lying next to the raft, drinking a lot of hard. Chu Feng estimated that this person was not far away from dehydration and death. Unless. Build a seawater purifier as soon as possible. With a seawater purifier, it is possible to purify seawater that cannot be directly consumed into drinkable water. However, Chu Feng estimated that he was too late. Not everyone has his good luck. Not everyone, like him, has divine-level choices. Seawater purifier. Wood 0/6, plastic 0/3, glass 0/2. Chu Feng had already seen it in the manufacturing column. However, he did not create it immediately. Firstly, he is not thirsty for the time being, so there is no time to make it later. Secondly, Chu Feng wants to see if he may not have a better blueprint for a seawater purifier. If there is a better blueprint for seawater purifiers, the speed of purifying seawater will be faster. The purified drinking water is more mellow and delicious. Chu Feng continued to check the information in the chat channel. He saw several people and said that his raft had been attacked by a great white shark. There were originally 4 raft boards, but now there are only 3. This is the same as Chu Feng's previous judgment. The chat information is very messy. I don't know how many people are speaking at the same time. Asking for help, roast, cursing, crying, trading, looking for relatives and friends. Too much information. Chu Feng did not see any information about Tong Yanju, the legal loli Yu Xiaoyu. But I saw that Xiaoya who said she was at the hotel with some wealthy guy last night. She keeps posting transaction information. Whoever can give me some food or some water, just give me some food and water, and I can do anything. There are quite a few people interested in this information. Inquire about her location one after another. Xiaoya told everyone that she was on the sea, using the swing hook many times before finally catching some wood and palm leaves. It's too difficult. It's really too difficult. She wants to live on. In a simpler way. For example, exchanging with her body. Unless it's a fool, who would give her something they can survive on. At present, Chu Feng has not yet seen who has obtained the food. I did see a few people who said they were manufacturing seawater purifiers. Just not enough resources. They all use their surplus materials to trade the resources they need. Wood *5 trading water, palm leaves *6 trading plastic *1, plastic *3 trading glass *2 trading of excellent sea water purifier blueprint for food. As Chu Feng watched, his eyes suddenly lit up. Surprisingly an excellent seawater purifier. Not bad, it's much better than a regular seawater purifier. And this is exactly what I need. Is trading food okay? Chu Feng glanced at the perfect fishing rod at his feet. Details. It is rumored that a divine man named Jiang Taigong once used a fishing rod, which was a straight hook fishing rod. Jiang Gong was fishing, and those who wished to catch it were hooked. Note. Although it will be a straight hook fishing rod, don't worry about not catching fish, and there may be other surprises besides fish. The remarks on the fishing rod are very obvious. Don't worry about not catching the fish, there may be other surprises. Don't worry about any other surprises, at least you can catch fish right away. And fish is the food that everyone urgently needs now. Chu Feng looked up and saw a strange wooden barrel. It is already a perfect level hook, automatically corrected for hooking. P.S. This chapter is Loneliness. Lao Tai Jiagang. At present, there are over 1,600 flowers in the past 12 hours, with 2 people being rewarded and over 200 evaluation votes. 2,000 flowers away, 3 people for rewards, and 300 evaluation votes are additional conditions. All just a little short. If you want to add more chapters to the author June tomorrow, the old irons can smash the data in your hands. Come on, hurt each other. Chapter 9. Surprise in the Strange Bucket, First Time. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I'm finally getting it. Chu Feng rubbed his hands and began to use both hands to retrieve the rope that was swinging the hook. Looking at this strange barrel, constantly being received in front of me, Chu Feng's face unconsciously showed a smile. Originally, the wooden barrel was like a blind box. Every time I open it, I get rich rewards, and Chu Feng feels very satisfied. And to Chu Feng, this strange wooden barrel is like a higher value blind box. Turn it on, it will feel even better. With a pop. The great white shark in the distance once again emerged from the water. Sharp teeth, spindle-shaped big head. Give people an extremely dangerous feeling. Chu Feng glanced at the distance between the great white shark and his raft. It's obvious that the distance between the two is getting closer. We need to hurry up and collect more materials to expand the raft. If we can find a small island. So it's very likely, just like in the game. There are many trees on the island, and after logging, you can collect a lot of wood yourself. We will discuss future matters later. Chu Feng accelerated the collection of that strange wooden barrel. Not long after, the strange barrel had been pulled to the side of the raft. Chu Feng suddenly exerted force and pulled it directly to his feet. Let me see, what exactly can be inside this strange barrel. Chu Feng, who whispered in secret, opened the lid of the wooden bucket directly. Obtain 2 pieces of mysterious treasure map, details. Collect 10 mysterious treasure map fragments to piece together a mysterious treasure map. Looking up at the annotations on the treasure map, you can discover the mysterious treasure. Note: it's very mysterious. If you can gather all the fragments of the treasure map, piece them together, and find the treasure on the map, then congratulations. Chu Feng was surprised to find fragments of a mysterious treasure map in a strange wooden barrel. This thing, Chu Feng had never discovered before in the game. I don't know, it was my own Raft Survival game that I didn't play until the end. It's still because this Raft Survival world, although similar to games, still has many differences. At the very least, in this world. If you're dead, then you're really dead. Each item basically has a level. Just like the wooden board under Chu Feng's feet is an ordinary wooden board, the construction hammer previously manufactured was an ordinary construction hammer. And the purple swing hook, as well as the purple fishing rod, are all perfect levels. Even the orange lifebuoy that can escape from shark mouths has a level, it's an epic level. It is estimated that only epic level lifebuoys will withstand or not be afraid of shark bites. The fragments of the treasure map in front of Chu Feng's eyes now cannot show their level. Chu Feng estimated that he would have to wait until he collected 10 fragments of the treasure map and pieced them together. Only then can we know the level of the mysterious treasure map. The mysterious treasure map fragments opened up in such a strange barrel. The mysterious treasure map that will be pieced together will definitely have a high level. Chu Feng has this premonition. Mysterious treasure map fragments, temporarily unavailable. He put it in his pocket and put it away properly. I will give him a great surprise in the future. Of course, that will be in the future. Now, Chu Feng watched the strange wooden barrel being opened and gradually disappeared. Just like those wooden barrels that were opened before. This belongs to the category of blind boxes. More precisely, it's like a resource pack or Easter egg. Chu Feng picked up the perfect purple fishing rod. Next, it's time to start fishing. Let me see, what kind of surprise will this perfect fishing rod with a straight hook give me? Chu Feng raised his hand and threw the straight hook without bait into the seawater. Now, he is Jiang Taigong fishing, waiting for the fish to voluntarily take the bait. Chu Feng doesn't have a watch or a phone. Time can only be determined based on the direction of the sun. Chu Feng looked up and saw the sun hanging just above his head. If I guess correctly, it should be around 12:00 to 1:00 during the day now. Actually, it's okay during the day, after all, there is the sun, which is relatively warm. If it's late at night, Chu Feng is likely to be cold. It is said that because they are afraid of the cold, both men and women will find a partner in winter. In this way, on cold nights, we can report to the group for warmth. Chu Feng and Zhang Azi remained motionless, with some sore feet. He sat down cross-legged, surnamed Suo. Just as Chu Feng sat down for less than 5 minutes, he suddenly felt the fishing rod sink in his hand. Fish, voluntarily hooked. Chu Feng quickly stood up and lifted the fishing rod with both hands. Quickly, the fishing line pulled out of the water. With a loud crash. Chu Feng used the perfect fishing rod for the first time, and the fish he caught finally caught his eye. No. Chu Feng was shocked to see what he had brought up on the water surface. That's not a fish, but P.S. Thank you for the 588 reward of, I have no reason in the world, thank you for the 100 reward of, benevolence and kindness at the moment of encountering demons, thank you for the, worry-free, 588 reward and monthly ticket support. Thank you, old ties. Author, start adding more. Add more for old irons. At present, 5 people are giving tips, with over 1,900 flowers, almost 300 reviews. There is still one person left to give a reward, dozens of flowers, and a little evaluation can add 3 chapters. This chapter is about 3 people offering rewards and updates. The data is handed to the old irons, and the author, June, cheered up.